Hello everyone, my name is Tracy from Tracy's Crafty Creations. Tonight I'll be working with SRC Epoxy-It 80 Black, first time working with this resin. So here I have a wood frame, can't remember where I bought it from, but I'm going to paint it with Little Black Dress from DIY Paint. It is a chalk paint. So I'm going to use like a wide brush, and I always spray my brush with water and I spray my surface with water. And I'm going to do front and back all the way around, one coat. That's all I'll need. I am looking forward to working with this resin. I've never worked with an epoxy resin that was already black, so I'm excited to see how it works. This is just an experiment. So you get to see what I go through. So here it is. My surface is painted black. Again, I'm going to go all the way around with the UV resin so that if there's any holes in the wood between the top part and the bottom, I seal it with UV resin so that it doesn't come out the bottom as I am pouring. So I'm going to take my UV lamp and I'm just going to sit it on there. I do it for 2 minutes and I'm going to do that all the way around. This is a really good idea if you buy any surfaces from Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree, Walmart, Michael's. Always seal them if you're going to do this. I also use this method when I do picture frames. So I'm going to do it all the way around. Okay, it's all done and you can see the UV resin, but once I pour the black resin, you won't see it anymore. So here I got some super sparkly. I wanted to see what it would do in black resin. I've done it in clear. You want to use just a little bit in clear resin because it will take over your resin. It is super fine glitter. Very, very fine glitter. I tell myself, oh, I don't see any, so I add more. So be very careful. So that's more than I've ever used on 3 projects combined in clear resin. So this is going to be, And always keep an extra mold in case you have extra resin. So here I'm just going to start. I think I mixed up four 4 ounces, 2 of part A, 2 of part B, 1-to-1 by volume, 40 minutes working time, cures in 24 hours. I think mine cured in about 18 hours, but it's warm in my home because I don't like being cold, even in the summertime. So here I just add a little bit more and I'm going to smear that around, get it in all the corners right up to that UV resin. And it's hard to tell in black resin if there's a lot of bubbles, but once I start drying it, I can see the bubbles as they pop. And I can see a little bit of the sparkle, so you would have to put a lot in there for it to show up. So again, this is an experiment because I've never used black resin before, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, this is a true black. I've used black mica powder. I've used black pigments. I use black ink. This is the truest black I have ever seen, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Very shiny. Love it. So here's a little mold I have been working on for a while. So I just put the extra resin in there. Do not throw away your resin. Resin is expensive, so always have an extra project you're working on or an extra mold to put your extra resin in. So I'm just going to scrape that. Then off camera, I kind of spread it around so it's all over, as you can see there. Here I have the Epoxy 80 resin, mixed 4 ounces, and I'm using these 4 colors. I'm going to show them again. Purple, blue, teal, or blue-green, metallic silver, and metallic black. And I'm going to add 1 ounce to each cup. And again, all Epoxy 80 that I've used so far is mixture 1-to-1. And I did spray this with a little bit of alcohol so you can see some of the sparkly dust in there. Not a lot, but you see a little bit. Again, this is my experiment and it's kind of warm, so this started heating up quick. So mind the temperature in your rooms. But again, this is my experiment. I'm gonna do some abstract art. So here I was like, Tracy, no. So I'm just gonna use the cup and I'm just gonna pour. I love the way this pours. I didn't really see a lot of bubbles, no more than I usually deal with, which I can just use my heating tool to pop. So I'm just going to do them like almost in an L, but it was me just pouring and playing since this is my first time. And I love the super, super, super black. I absolutely loved it. So I did the blue green. Now here comes the silver. And I'm just going to pour that on there. Move my cup so I don't spill it because I'm such a klutz. And then I'm going to do the black. Now, when I first did, I was like, Tracy, the resin is black. Why would you mix black? But I wasn't thinking at the time. But so that you know what I know, the mica powder is a metallic. So it looks kind of like a really, really dark, dark gray. So it's like a black gray because of the metallics in it. So you can see it, but not as well as the black itself. But you can see the difference in the colors. So again, I'm playing with it, having fun, seeing what this resin will do. And as you can see, it has moved some, but I'm going to continue pouring and just adding in the colors. Do a little bit more of the purple. Purple's my favorite color, so of course I had to add this in there. Oh, got to do a little cleanup. Sprayed a cotton swab with isopropyl alcohol 99% or 99% alcohol. It's going to leave like a little mark, but I didn't want that to cure there. I'm going to add some more of the blue-green. And then I'm going to add the rest of this into, or some of it into the cross because I'm going to mix them around. But this is just an extra, so I don't really show that. But it came out really well. And it cures beautifully. Again, I'm going to pour some of this in that one. Sorry you all are sitting through this. But this is what you do with your extra resin. Don't throw it away. Don't let it cure in the cup. Just go ahead and just have an extra mold. The cross happens to be my favorite one to use as extras. And then I go through and I clean my sticks. Because it was so warm, I didn't know it was going to do. But I cleaned the stick here because I want to do like some swirls, but I wanted to burst some more bubbles. Heat it up just to thin it out just a little bit because it was really, really warm. I don't put it on full blast. It's on medium and it's on the lower blowing mode because I didn't want to blow the resin out of the frame. So here I'm just kind of blending it in. And I'll go back and I'll do some swirls in it later. And then I'm doing the same with the blue gray and the blue, green, and the silver. Because resin is going to do what resin wants to do. It moves on its own. And then here I am pouring the silver, the metallic silver in my cross. I think I have about 5 now. 5 extra crosses with resin, from resin, extra resin. So find your favorite mold and that's what you put your extra resin into. Again, I'm going to clean this one. I could have cut this out, but this is my habit. I clean as I go. I do. I clean as I go. Then I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of the blue-green. And I'm popping more bubbles. Seen some bubbles popping up on both of those. So I'm just going to add those. And I did pour the rest of the, or I put the rest of the black metallic on the back of the heart. And I don't go into the cross and mix it around or anything. I just let the resin move around how it wants to. And again, cleaning the little stick. And this is where I do like kind of like the swirlies in it. And it's not going to look like this, of course, by the time it cures. It looks different. But I love how this turned out. I really, really do. These are my 4 favorite colors. Black, silver, purple, and teal, but they didn't have teal, so blue-green next to it. I had some glass that I had colored, but it didn't match this blue-green. I wasn't sure what color would come out to be, so I'm going to do purple and silver. So I'm going to do silver at the bottom near the purple, and then I'm going to do purple glass at the top where the silver is. And again, having to play, this was so fun. I really enjoyed doing this. I really, really did. So this is just some silver glass. It's like a vase filler for like your plants and stuff. I think this is from Walmart. And then the purple glass is from Michael's. I actually didn't color that glass. I actually bought it in that color. The turquoise glass you saw, I colored that with ink. And don't worry about the few little pieces. I'm going to get them, but some of them do float. But this was thick enough that the glass did not, it didn't sink, which I was pretty glad for. In clear resin, I don't mind my glass sinking because you can still see it. But in the black resin, if it sinks, it's gone. So I didn't push any of it down. I noticed that as I went to go move one around, it kind of started to sink. So that's why now I'm being very, very careful as I move these and put them out of the colors real quick. That one I think sank, but it's okay. Don't nobody know but us, so shh, don't tell nobody. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glass just to fill in some of these empty spaces. I love working with resin and the colored glass. It just makes everything special. Sorry about the sound of the train, but I'm almost done with the video and I do not want to start over. Oh, we're done. Look how pretty that is. Oh my God. I love, love, love how this turned out. This will be going on my wall. Now, mind you, I have nothing in these colors in my home, but this will be going in my resin room on the wall. I absolutely love these colors. Absolutely love these colors. They came out so, so pretty. So thank you for joining me. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. Take care.